Welcome to Lost Relation Chronicles.
My wife Kathy and I just celebrated our 7th anniversary, and as usual, it was fantastic. Everyone always commented on what a great couple we made. Not long after graduation, we got married. Kathy became pregnant, despite the fact that I was using condoms. We ended up being one of those rare 1 in 100 couples who got unlucky with a faulty one. I had just started junior college, studying computer programming, while Kathy stepped into her new role as a mother. We moved in with her parents since we didn't have the financial means to live on our own. I did some computer repair work in my free time, and to my surprise, it brought in more money than I expected. I was even able to contribute significantly toward household expenses. Kathy's mother, Mary, told us we didn't need to pay rent, so we saved that money with the goal of getting our own place. 2 years later, we made it happen. By then, I had landed a job with a major computer company, working on game programming, and continued doing computer repairs on the side. The money was good, which allowed us to rent a nice home while also saving for the future. Life was going smoothly, and so was our relationship. Our connection, both emotionally and physically, felt effortless. Kathy was pregnant with our second child, and once he was born, we had what many called the perfect family: a dad, a mom, a daughter, and a son. Kathy was an amazing mother, the epitome of what you'd imagine a perfect mom to be. After having the babies, her looks changed. She had lost the geeky look. No disrespect here, I'm still considered a geek. Thin for a man at only 135 pounds. I'm only 5 feet 7 inches in height. Yes, I wear glasses and I'm probably not the best dresser, but I am comfortable with myself. Anyway, Kathy loved me, and that's what counts. Oh, for the record, I'm well hung like you see the skinny guys in the movies. I had that going for me too. Kathy really blossomed after having the kids. She filled out in all the right places. In high school, she wore braces, but those were long gone, and she had swapped her glasses for contact lenses. I think you're getting the picture. She was becoming an even more beautiful woman, both inside and out, with a personality to match. She didn't have much desire to enter the workforce, and since I was earning good money, there was no need for her to work. Occasionally, she babysat for other moms because she genuinely loved being around kids. We made an effort to go out now and then to keep our marriage fun and fresh, avoiding any sense of routine or boredom. The one thing Kathy did on her own was attend aerobics classes. She wanted to tone her body, and it was definitely paying off. I could feel those muscles tighten every time we made love, which, thankfully, was still a regular and enjoyable part of our lives. One day she came home from aerobics and we had a big argument. I might even say the only big argument we ever had. Of course we had disagreements. After all, we were a married couple, but we were always able to work things out. Here's pretty much how the argument started. "Ben, I need to talk to you." "Sure, honey. What is it?" "You know how when we make love we always fantasize about other people?" "Yeah, I remember. You were going to do Brad Pitt and I was going after Salma Hayek." "Why? What made you think about them?" "It wasn't about them, Ben. It was about someone else." "What are you trying to tell me, Kathy? You're having sexual dreams about another man?" "Well, kind of." "What the hell am I supposed to think kind of means?" "You're either thinking about screwing another man or you aren't. Which is it?" "Well, the aerobics instructor put his hand on my hips while I was bent over and I had thoughts about him." "What else did he do? Did he grab your butt or touch you?" No, he didn't do anything wrong." "I was wondering, for Christ's sake." "Kathy, what is this about?" "It's about you and me having sex only one time with another person." "Please, Ben, I love you. You have to listen to me." I interrupted her. "What the hell do you mean? You want me to tell you to go and screw another man?" "Ben, it's not like that. You are the only man I have been with, and you told me I was your only girl. I thought that only one time, Ben. Just the one time we could have sex with someone else." "Bullshit. This is nothing but an excuse for you to screw someone else." "I forbid it." "No, it's not going to happen." "Ben, please listen to me. We have never had the experience of having sex with someone else. I promise you, just the one time. I know I'll never do it again, and I really want you to have another woman. Don't you think about doing it with someone other than me?" "I figured you would want to try another woman. You don't get it, do you, Kathy? To go out and screw someone just to say I screwed them is not that big of a thing to me. The one thing I learned while growing up was love. Sure, if I was single and some gals wanted to have sex with me, it would be great. I tried to have sex with other girls while growing up. I guess I was too much of a geek for most girls. Then I met you. I never had sex with anyone but you, and now I'm so glad I never made it with anyone else." Kathy was staring at me. She looked like she was almost ready to cry. "You see, Kathy, All these different guys I talk to who were with a number of different women aren't happy. Most are divorced. I guess they never found the right girl. I found love with you, the closeness, the feeling of being one together, are making a family knowing that when I came in you, we created a life, a beautiful child. We have love between us, and I don't think having sex with a stranger would be the same. No, Kathy, I don't want to be with another woman. Kathy kept silent as I continued. One more thing I should mention, Kathy. What if I had sex with someone else and I fell in love with her? What about our relationship after that? What about our marriage, Kathy? Our kids, our family? Don't they count? No, Kathy, the risk would just be too great. What about you, Kathy? What if, let's say, you had sex with this sex machine that you said this instructor is? He is way more handsome and muscular than me. What if you had sex with him? Would you want anything to do with me after that? If you want another man, Kathy, you go have him. Just let me know so I can pack my things when we get divorced. Ben, I could never love another man. No one is as sweet as you. I just thought you might want another woman, just one time. I know I could never love another man the way I love you. So, Kathy, this was all about me and another woman, not you and another man? She was crying as she left the room. Something wasn't right here. I wasn't sure what, but I knew I had to keep my eyes open for anything different. The next day, life seemed back to normal. We hugged and kissed and played with the children. Nothing out of the ordinary. From that day on, I watched for anything suspicious. Telephone calls, meetings, going out. Nothing really changed until I asked her what she was doing home on Tuesday. She attended aerobic classes on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. What do you mean, Ben? I'm here with my family, my husband and kids. What about your aerobics class? Oh, I dropped out. I figured I can exercise at home. No need to pay someone to tell me how to bend over. That was the only change in her, staying home with me and the kids. I was kind of glad she dropped out. It was bothering me ever since she told me the instructor put his hands on her. Until 2 months later when everything fell apart. I came home from work and she was pacing back and forth. My God, Kathy, sit down. What's gotten into you? Do you love me, Ben? Do you really love me? I got up off the couch and squeezed her tightly. Of course I love you. What's this all about? I have a problem, Ben. A big problem. What is it, honey? You know I'm always here for you. I'm pregnant, Ben. Okay, sweetheart, that's no big problem. So we have 3 kids instead of 2. No big deal. We can afford another one. Why are you crying? Ben, it might not be yours. What? What the hell are you saying? After our talk a couple of months ago, you went out and cheated on me anyway? You went ahead and screwed some guy anyway? No, Ben, I didn't. What the hell are you talking about? You didn't cheat and the baby might not be mine? What the hell are you trying to say? She was crying full-fledged tears now, but I wasn't going to hold her till I knew exactly what she was saying. It didn't make any sense. I had the affair. It really wasn't an affair, but I had sex with the instructor the day I came home to discuss it with you. What the hell? I don't even want to hear anymore right now. I just want to get the hell away from you till I can think more rationally. Right now I hate you. I hate your guts. You're nothing but a damn 304. Ben, we need to talk? She was crying. Screw you, 304. I'll call you in a couple of days. Take care of the kids if you can keep your legs together long enough. I slammed the door as I left. My mind was a total mess. I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't even have all the facts. All I knew is she screwed another man and might be pregnant with his child or maybe mine. Damn, what a mess. My parents lived a state away. I called them and told them about the pregnancy and that I would be leaving Kathy. I was going to go see them so I could get away for a couple of days. I stopped by my boss's house and told him I wouldn't be back until Monday. I had some emergency business to take care of. He could tell I was shaken up and didn't ask any questions and told me he would see me on Monday. Of course, my parents asked a lot of questions and I told them the truth or what little I knew. They told me they would stand behind me no matter what decision I would make. I stayed fairly drunk till Sunday night. I found old buddies and went and drank with them. A few girls hit on me, but that was the last thing I wanted. I left in the wee hours on Sunday night to head back home. I wanted to arrive at work on time. When I got there, I had a number of messages from Friday and even a few from Saturday. Kathy must have thought I stayed at the office or something. I called Kathy and asked what she wanted. We need to talk, Ben. I made the biggest mistake of my life and I truly regret it, but it's done and we have to deal with the consequences. What's this we shit? There is only you and there is only me. No we. I'm going to divorce you. Ben, are you going to let me explain? Explain what? How you bent over in front of sex machine and he pulled down your shorts and pumped you. Is that what you want to explain? Ben, please, we really need to talk. I talked to mom and dad, and they are really mad at me too. I told them the truth, how I fell to temptation and truly regret it, but I need to explain it to you. Am I interested to know how and why you let him screw you? No, thank you. What about the baby, Ben? What if he is yours? Look, the marriage is over. You intentionally cheated on me. I can't live with you. If you weren't such a good mother, I would take my kids from you. I'm going to a lawyer tomorrow and find out my rights. I suggest you do the same. I'll stop by Saturday, and we can discuss the future of the kids. I want you to understand you, and I no longer have a future together. The kids want to see you, Ben. Take them to your mother's and drop them off. I'll take them to McDonald's or somewhere to eat. I don't want to talk to your mom either. Make sure she understands that. I'll drop the kids off at your house when we are through eating. I picked up my kids like I said I would. I could tell Mary. Kathy's mother wanted to talk to me, but I refused. My kids ran up to me and gave me a big hug and told me how much they missed me. They decided they wanted chicken, so we went to a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant, and I let them order whatever they wanted. They asked me when I was coming home. Kids, you know how some of your friends' mom and dads don't live together, and they stay with their mom and visit their dad all the time? Yeah, Dad. Mike and Julie have to do that. They say they wish their parents would stay together so they wouldn't have to go back and forth. Mommy and me aren't getting along. I guess she didn't tell you that we are going to be separated. So I'll stop by and see you whenever I can, and some weekends we can do things together. Daddy, we don't want you to leave. We love you. Please stay with us. I can't, but I will always be here for you. You can call me anytime. Annie, you watch over your little brother for me, will you? If he wants to talk to me, then help him reach me. Can you do that for Daddy? Yes, Daddy, but you promise to see us all the time? I promise. I took them and dropped them off at the house. In the doorway was Kathy watching us. I said goodbye to the kids and drove to my new small apartment. I found one with 2 bedrooms so the kids would have a place to sleep when they were with me. On Saturday, I stopped by Kathy's house. We sat and discussed the kids. She wanted to talk about us, and I finally said, Kathy, I loved you as much as a man could love a woman. You screwed another man. He didn't force you. He didn't force himself upon you. And if he did, you could have called the police. All you had to do is say no, but you didn't. You volunteered your body to him. In my book, that is totally unforgivable. I may be a geek, but I am not an idiot. You made your bed. Now you can sleep in it with whomever you damn well please. She was crying. She knew we weren't going to be together. Now, I'm here to talk about the kids. I will support them. What are you going to do about this new baby? What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Abort it, have it, and give it up for adoption. Do you plan on keeping it? It might be your child, Ben. Do you want me to abort it? If it's my child, I would treat it like my other 2 kids. If it's not, let his father pay the bill. I want nothing to do with it. It's a baby, Ben. He or she did nothing wrong. I will have it, and if it's not yours, then I won't ask anything of you for it. Fine by me. I'll pay the child support that the court requires and any need that my kids have. My lawyer said I shouldn't get divorced until the baby's father is known. So I will stay married until I find out if I will be supporting 2 or 3 children. I won't live with you during this time. You might want to inform your lover that he might be a father. Kathy didn't know what else to say. She was defeated. I wanted to hurt her, and I know I did. What she didn't know is that I truly loved her and was hurting myself just as much as I was hurting her. I will be back and load up my things in the next week. If I need a court order, I'll get one. Ben, you are welcome here anytime, day or night. You can take whatever you want, whenever you want. Just understand that I know that I made the biggest mistake of my life. I can't undo it. God, how I wish I could. But I can't. I will just have to go on from here. Here's a letter explaining my involvement. I know it won't change anything, but I did need to tell you. And since you won't talk to me about it, you can read it when you find time. I'll always be here for you. Kathy's letter to Ben. Dear Ben, you won't let me tell you the whole story, so I'm writing this letter to try and explain exactly what happened. I know it won't change the way you feel about me, but at least I will know I told you the truth. You are the love of my life. You always have been and always will be. You are the only lover I have ever had. Yes, I had sex with Mr. Macho himself. It wasn't love. It wasn't even enjoyable, thinking back on what it cost me. Mario, the instructor, was big, muscular, and handsome. I guess that's why he gets so many women. Every week he would make passes at me. It felt good knowing other men found me attractive. I knew I was a geek in high school. Every week his passes at me were increased. I should have stopped it a couple of weeks before, but I guess I was too weak a person. On that fatal night, he came on real strong, and like I told you, he had his hands on my hips, but he also pushed his body up against me while I was bent over. It felt good and I didn't say anything. Later he asked me if I could stay after class because he had something he wanted to give me. I knew what he wanted and I stayed knowing what I was doing, never considering the consequences. When we went back into his office, he didn't even kiss me. He just had me turn around and bend over his desk as he pulled down my shorts. He just started to have sex with me. At that moment, I realized the enormity of the mistake I was making. He didn't even have on a condom. He just pumped and pumped until he was done. There was no love, no affection, no intimacies. There was nothing like you and I shared together. Just raw sex and not very good at that. When he was done with me, he actually told me thank you. I couldn't believe it. I took a chance on ruining my marriage over this big oaf. I cried when I got to the car. Even though you didn't know about it, I wanted to make it up to you. I asked you if you wanted another woman. So, that's why I asked you. I wanted you to get even with me for what I had done. I had no intention of ever screwing another man again. I mentioned it so you could get even with me. Then you told me about true love and the love we have together. It made me cry that I had done this to you. I couldn't tell you after what you said about leaving me. I hoped you would never find out and I would just keep it a secret. Then I found out I was pregnant. I had to tell you then. I felt I had no choice. You see, Mario, the instructor, is of dark complexion. He's Mexican or Puerto Rican or something like that. So, if the baby was of a darker complexion, you would have known right off the bat. I couldn't go on trying to fool you for 9 months hoping the baby was yours. I love you too much to do that. After that argument we had, you didn't touch me for over a week, so I figured the baby probably isn't yours. I will love you forever and will always be here if you ever decide to forgive me. Your loving wife, Kathy. Life went on for the next 7 months. I paid child support but no alimony. I saw my kids a couple of times a week and took them somewhere every other weekend. Kathy started watching other kids on a daycare basis to earn extra cash. I did pay for my kids' needs. They weren't going to go without. If Kathy said they needed something, I made sure they got it. When it was time for the birth of the baby, I wasn't there. Kathy's mom and dad were there for the delivery. You see, for my 2 kids I held her hand and cut the cord. Not this time. I just waited for a phone call to see if the baby was mine. I left a copy of my DNA with her doctor. They said they wouldn't know for a couple of days. So the day after the delivery I stopped by the hospital to see Kathy. I even took her flowers. I don't know why I did that. Inside I still loved her but hated what she had done to our lives. She looked at me when I walked in. She gave me a faint smile and I asked her if she heard anything yet. No, they're supposed to run the test today. Ben, I love you and want you to know that I will never marry another man. Why are you telling me this? Do you know something? The baby is dark. I'm sure you're not the father. I had tears in my eyes. I wanted to be the father. I really did. I just got up and left the hospital. The doctor called me with the results the following day. I wasn't the father. I went to the lawyer and started divorce proceedings. It was the hardest thing I have ever done. I knew this was cutting the ties with the only woman I have ever loved. As far as Mario is concerned, he left for Mexico the day he heard Kathy was pregnant. I'm now waiting for the divorce to become final. That will definitely be the worst day of my life. Cheating has big consequences. It not only hurts the person cheated on, but also the kids, parents, in-laws, other family members, and friends. Nobody wins, everyone loses. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.